intro video. That's kind of cool.
Oh, we're live.
Oopsies. My bad. Okay.
Robotics. Fried chicken. Party in the
Hollywood
Hollywood
Hills.
Hills. Song. Oh my god, that new beat. Oh my god, is this real? Oh, we're in a session tonight. Gang, gang. And we're going out tonight. Gang, gang. Oh my god, this sounds so lit. Congratulations. Now you be like,
not
gang.
Multilingual, bringing in a British accent.
Robotics. Fried chicken. Party in the Hollywood Hills. This song. Oh my god, that new beat. Oh my god, is this real?
Oh my god. Beat.
Oh, we're in a session tonight. Gang, gang. And we're going out tonight. Gang, gang. Oh my god, this sounds so lit. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Now you be like,
So lit.
Gang, 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 gang.
Gnarly.
Robotics.
Okay, it's actually like
Party in the Hollywood Hills. This song.
gnarly.
I can't.
Oh my god, is this real? Is this real?
Why is this happening?
He's like, you know what? I want a new beat.
He's on the toilet as he's listening. He's like, oh my gosh.
Imagine. He's like, I really want to feel this one. So let me real quick get on the toilet. Hello, everyone. I'm going to ask right off the bat. Can y'all hear my fan? Because if not, I just want to make sure. If not, I will throw this fan outside.
Oh.
I will throw this fan outside. I will snap my computer in half. I will break Jazz's camera, and then I'll break my own camera, and I will never stream again. So, you know, we're being really
a long time to come break mine, then go back.
I show like a pleasant vlog of me just like
on the train. A day with me as I go to my friend's house to break her camera.
But yeah, no, I'm actually like, I hear nothing but your voice, but your soothing voices. What are you doing later tonight? No, let me stop.
Like watching this. What's happening?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Andre. Welcome to the stream. Hey, guys. I know you, because I know like when we are not streaming, you guys don't look at K-pop news. Like we're your number one source of K-pop news. So I'm sorry.
I'd be super sad.
We have to get the parasocial, Jazz. I know that you don't know what's going on, so we're here. Jazz, I do want to start off by saying, how is your week?
Tiring. I'm kidding. I didn't even go to work, really.
Dang, playing hooky.
Because my parents are home. So I'm watching the dogs.
Oh, that's sweet.
So I got to work from home. I took off Tuesday, which was nice. I watched a movie. I haven't been to the theater in a while.
Oh, in theaters. Okay. What movie? Sinners.
No, I already saw Sinners. Actually, I lied. You know, I went to the movies last month. Look at me. I was like, I haven't been in a while. But not by myself. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
But I saw a movie. I can't remember what it's called. Bring Her Home. That's what it's called. It's by have you ever heard of Talk to Me?
No.
It was like a really popular movie like in 2023. It's like a horror movie. Sorry, preface that. So it's like there was like a movie with like a hand. I don't know if you've seen that. Like it was a horror movie and it had like just a hand like up to here. And it was like
was it on Netflix?
Well, it might be on Netflix now. But when it came out, it was in the theater. And like if you touch the hand, you could see like ghosts and like it was pretty popular, and it was by these two YouTuber brothers in Australia. Mm-hmm. And so people really liked it, and I guess they made this new movie called Bring Her Home, and it was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Okay.
If you like horror.
I was gonna say I love a good horror movie, so I gotta check that out. But I also have not been to the theater. Well, the last thing I saw was Sinners, but by myself. I don't think probably like some years that I've been by myself. I usually don't really think about going to the theater much. So unless I go, it's like I only go when people invite me. So, but I feel like it's such like a nostalgic experience. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like everything's on Netflix these days. Like that's what
I don't like. Watching movies on Netflix isn't the same though,
because you're on your phone.
So, well, yeah, if you watch on your phone, it's even worse.
No, yeah, that's true.
But in the theater, it's like I like watching big movies, like Marvel movies. I prefer in the theater. Like
Same.
blockbuster movies, definitely a theater.
Definitely the gasoline popcorn. Oh
What
yeah, I saw that. Gasoline popcorn.
I
don't know. The popcorn smells like gasoline. It's not my fault.
Where are you? I mean, you know,
the dollar movie theater.
Because maybe they are giving you gasoline. I don't know.
I'm gonna say gasoline. Oh, the last time when I saw the Barbie movie, I saw it with somebody, and I was actually on a date, and I remember his breath stunk so bad. I was appalled because he didn't stink the first time. That was the second date, and it just stunk. And I was like, "Oh my god, did you chew on dog doo-doo?" Oh, I hope he doesn't know I exist. I haven't talked to him for years. But yeah, literally, I was so scared. I was like, "Do you know you stink? Like, do I?"
Was it his breath or his whole body?
I don't know.
Because you said breath, but then it sounds like his whole being. It's like
I literally smelly. Have PTSD. Like, what the hell? It was so.
Like, I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, different angles.
How are you enjoying the movie?
Did you actually get to watch the movie? Are you awake?
I don't know, because he kept inching closer to ask me questions. I was like, "Oh yeah, I had Barbies when I was growing up." Like, it was very traumatizing.
Yeah, the scent sticks, you know. Oh, one in your bag.
I'm like, "How are you?"
I'm sorry, my sinuses.
I have two allergies straight up my nose.
Allergy season.
What are you doing?
I don't want you hearing me sound nasally, you know.
But that was almost like a disrespectful stench, because it's just like, how did we come to? No, this is actually mean. Maybe he had like, no, because he smelled. Okay, well,
maybe he had a bad day and he was like, hopefully I don't smell. Like maybe somebody maybe he was walking down the street and a car went through a puddle and like splashed disgusting water onto him, and he was like, oh, gosh, I have this date, I can't even go home yet. Oh, well, you know what? I'll just go.
That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. The thing is, I know that I have a complex around stinking. Like, I would probably end it all if somebody said, "Hey, you might want to take this or something." I'd be like, "Okay,
don't tell me.
I don't need earth anymore. It's okay. It's okay.
Just don't talk to me."
Exactly. We never met each other. We never. Yeah. So unfortunately, he stunk. But you know what? Fortunately, we are all here gathered. Bow your heads. Just kidding. Andre, I haven't seen a movie by myself since Last Airbender, and that was
since like what year was that? Like 2010?
That would have been 2007.
No, because that's when Avatar was on.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Jeez. Oh my god. I mean, I guess it's just not very common, because I do see.
That was right. Wow, look at me.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Oh, wait. Yeah, wait. Yeah, I was right. There are so many things coming up. I was like, it was showing me the show, but also telling me I was looking at the movie, and I was like,
and started playing wrong. But yeah, so everyone, welcome. We have a fully packed show for you. Jazz, do you want to give a sneak preview of what we're going to talk about today? Sorry, I put this in the show notes, but I forgot to put them out. Just the topics.
Okay. Well, yeah. Karina, that's one story. You know, she posted something, caused some controversy. You know, NewJeans. You know, it's always unpleasant. To be honest, it really is. It's kind of sad.
That's true. I was like, don't do my nieces, but Minheejin already did my nieces.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the whole entire adult system killed them. And then Jackson, an interview incident, which I'm interested to hear about, because I also didn't get to see what this was. So
it was weird. It kept coming on a TikTok FYP, so I was like, okay.
Oh, I'm interested now. And then DreamCon. You know, Regis Philbin came back from the dead. And he did a whole entire Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
He's like, one last hurrah before.
Channeled right through you. He was like, yes, let's do this. Like, I love K-pop. How did you know? So NewJeans, not them. I didn't even know about them.
Before NewJeans debuted.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Dang, that's sad. Oh my god,
he missed out.
Shout out to Regis. Reg. Okay, so let's get right into it because I know as an Espite, Jazz, this probably rocked your world because Espa's over. No, just kidding. Okay, I will preface this. I'm very sarcastic. So anyone who's new watching this, I say shady things. I don't want bad things to happen to anyone. Okay, period. Okay. That being said, Espa disbandment when? No, just kidding. So your fave, Jazz, specifically your fave. Actually, who is your favorite member of Espa?
To be honest, I feel like it changes depending.
It changes depending on who posts what on Instagram. Yeah, I feel you.
No, whoever looks the best, I guess, in the like comeback or like sounds the best or whatever. Whoever moved me.
You said, if you're ugly, you're out of here. Get out of here.
That's why I had to rephrase. I was like, you don't have to be the best looking.
You're like, you can be yourself. So yeah, something really crazy happened with Karina from Espa. Sorry, I forgot to show you my screen.
I was gonna say.
And it has the girls in a tizzy, but it also has people being like very like, what do we really want as K-pop fans? So a lot of you probably already know, recently Karina from Espa got into some hot water when I believe it was May 27th. She took to her Instagram and posted a set of pictures that featured her in this red jacket, or not red jacket, but jacket that was a mixture of black and red, but obviously there's some prominent red and a number 2 on it. And then also along in with this picture, the caption had a red rose in it. So I think most international fans are probably like, okay, cute, she ate that. But it started like World War IX in South Korea. And then it kind of, when, you know, international fans started figuring out what's what, it stirred into more, because basically a lot of people saw this as her endorsing the conservative party in Korea. So it's already taken place, but there's a current election happening, and one of the parties, the PPP, I think it's the People's Power Party. I act like I did not like write notes on this. What am I doing? Mm-hmm. But they are kind of, you know, they have their own like themes and like things that like I don't know what you would say it, like symbols, I guess. So red is associated with the party. The letter 2 is associated with the party, because what I've been hearing is in Korea, when it comes to candidates, they're kind of like assigned a number. So the PPP's candidate is assigned number 2. And then they've also been using rose imagery as part of like, you know, symbolism to represent the party. So a lot of people thought this was like a subtle endorsement of that party. So I think there's like multiple things at play here, because apparently what I've been reading, which I guess I kind of knew about, but like when it comes to like politics, obviously idols don't want to get involved. They don't want to come off as too opinionated, don't want to cause any controversy. But in particular, idols and like famous people, when it comes to election season, they're very particular about what they post, what they wear, what they do, and what they say, because they don't want to look like they're endorsing either of the candidates, like whether it's like, you know, the conservative party or not. They don't want to look like they're endorsing everything. I saw one video where it talked about how Mingyu from 17 a while ago got in trouble because he was wearing like red on a live stream around election season. Yeah. So people were dragging him. And then I saw something. There was one idol, I forget who it was, but they did a live stream in black and white.
I was going to bring that up. I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was like TXT or something. But I was like, that's clever.
Exactly. I'm using
somebody like dialed it. They were like, did some type of maneuvering, and they were like, you're wearing actually red. Hold on. You wanted me to do this. You wanted me to find this.
So they're in particular, like a lot of people were dragging her and saying that this was a subtle, you know, endorsement of that party. Now, aside from just being political at all, a lot of people have, you know, obviously if you're for the other political party, you don't want this political party to win, but it is the more conservative party, I believe, of Korea. And a lot of people were saying, oh, they're anti-feminist, which somebody also was like, well, compared to Western standards, like all the parties are more anti-feminist, but this one's like most anti-feminist. This is what I've been reading. I'm not claiming to be an expert. But it also was the party that the president that recently got impeached for calling martial law was associated with as well. So a lot of people were just like, okay, what is this, Karina? And so she did delete the post. And the next day, SM issued a statement on the situation. I don't know if I have it here, but basically they said she didn't mean anything particular by it, and they're like, apologize if they caused alarm, but she's like deleted it after she realized she was causing trouble. Karina also posted, I believe this is her bubble, right? Basically saying that she's sorry for worrying people. It didn't mean anything. And she will be more careful next time and to have a good day. So that's that in terms of like, I think statements, but people have still been going back and forth because people noticed that in her apology and in SM's apology, they didn't apologize for, they didn't really come, I'll say for SM, it makes sense as a company that they're more like objective, just like it didn't mean anything. So, and when she realized it was being interpreted, she took it down. But people expected for her to not only like make an apology, but specifically say, I don't endorse this party that you thought I was going to endorse. So like specifically not just, say I'm sorry, but say, this interpretation that you're interpreting is completely wrong. I don't endorse this party. So I saw some people that were upset about that, but then also people are upset because this is Bubble, which is a paid fan service. Like you have to pay to be, obviously people took screenshots. Thank you kindly, because I definitely don't pay for that. But yeah, so people are like, well, you posted the original post on Instagram. Why wouldn't you then issue this apology or whatever on Instagram? So people are like, very, very shady stuff. And then there's like the debate whether people think it truly was an endorsement. Oh, wait, I should have this up. Whether people think it truly was an endorsement or they think it was a complete misunderstanding, and how like there tends to be every time an idol kind of gets into one of these more like political cultural scandals, often fans run to their defense with they don't know what they're doing, they're just Korean idols, etc., etc. So I think like my first question to y'all is, what y'all think? Do you think that this was a subtle endorsement? Do you think that it was a coincidence?
First, that thing, the banner is covering your face.
Oh,
but okay, there we go. I was like, I don't know if you meant for that. But yeah, I don't know. The fact that you said that the rose means like they've been using the rose, I'm like, oh, well. But I'm also like, why would you ever try to endorse when you know people don't like that? Like, I would think she's smarter than that, especially because she's already had backlash before for smaller things. So it's like, I don't know. I want to believe she didn't mean to. And also the not posting on Instagram thing, I'm like, yeah, I feel like people just will never be happy. I think that's the problem.
Yeah. I think same, like, again, like I know I'm coming at this from like such limited knowledge because all of the symbolism and stuff like that I'm learning through this becoming a scandal. Like I did not know this about that political party. I didn't even know there was an election coming up, y'all. I'll be honest. But I do think it is a crazy coincidence, but at the same time, not even from the perspective of whether she supports the party or not, but the fact that she's an active idol and she probably is media trained to know that like letting your political affiliation and letting people know that is like a big no-no. So based off that, I would think that this is like an accident. Like even if she is like pro the PPP party, like I feel like this is an accident because that would just be crazy as like such a extremely popular idol. She'd be like, okay, whatever, I'm ready to do this. She would have to be like super passionate about it, I guess, which is like interesting because one of the things that I didn't get to mention is that when some of the like I think it was the spokesperson for the PPP party, when they saw this, they took it and ran with it and then posted, I believe they put like a shout out to Espa and then also posted Armageddon on their story.
Well,
They said free promo. Yes, please.
Oh no.
So because I feel like even if she doesn't say anything particular, the fact that people are taking it and running with it is like, oof, this has become bigger than you.
Okay. Yeah. Then I will say maybe she should have put that on Instagram. More open. If people are already reposting you, like, all right, it's time to put that on like a bigger platform so everyone knows.
Yeah. It's really interesting though, because I think like I think one of the things that I found really interesting was people's like disappointment that she didn't like right out condemn that party. And I think to that point, like even though maybe people are mad because the spokesperson was like, yes, Espa, let's go, queen, slay. Like, I think one of the reasons why she didn't come forward, and neither did SM come forward with being like, we don't like these people, is that if you're famous, you want all the fans you can get, I think. So it's like, it's not, they don't necessarily want to alienate these people. They don't want you to think anything. They don't want you to think they're for them, against them. They want as many fans and as many people to like them as possible. So it's kind of weird because it's like, oh, well, whether like it almost doesn't matter what, like in like a very like, I guess, dystopian or whatever way, it doesn't matter because that's, they don't want, I don't know. It kind of just got me thinking about how like with Cat's Eye, like saying like the Cat's Eye is allowed to openly cuss, like people see them partying. Like I think one of the members came out as like bi or something like that, and they constantly are talking about being allies and stuff. People always talk about like idols wanting idols to have more free speech, but I feel like one of the reasons why a lot of them don't say anything is because they don't want you to be able to judge them. Because if you don't, whether she's conservative or not, if you don't think there's more idols that are conservative or sorry, but like homophobic or something like that, like sadly, like unfortunately so, I feel like, I mean, there's people that are not idols that are homophobic. I feel like, you know, looking at like the Western, like how like West, like you are allowed to be a bit more outspoken and like wear like your political affiliation, all your like whatever's ideologies on your sleeve, like seeing how much that affects how people interact with celebrities and whether they're canceled and things like that. Like I feel like sometimes people don't like to be careful what you wish for, because I know a lot of people would have a lot of inner turmoil if it was their fave posting this, because it's like they're already kind of invested.
Yeah.
And so like
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And it's hard to say, because I just feel like, you know, when people say, oh, I wish idols were allowed to be more outspoken, I feel like it's like this hidden caveat that I wish they're outspoken, the ones that align with my thinking. Yeah. Because I'm sure it would. Oh, but then again, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to know if people are this, that, and the third, so I know to stop interacting with them. But I don't think it would be as easy as people try to make it out to be. Or I don't know, the way y'all act in the K-pop scene, some of y'all would not drop your faves if this was your fave. And they were just like, yeah, PPP, what's up? Like, I'm sorry, I seen y'all. But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
So do we think she's coming back from this?
Yeah. To be honest, yeah. I just feel like, I don't know, there have been so many people that have had, I don't know, scandals kind of like this that just come back and people just don't they don't care.
That's true.
Or they forget about it, or they're newer so they don't even know about it.
No, I feel that. I feel like she probably has to lay low for a bit, because I think like people will be like now going in the past and be like, has she always been blah blah? And, like, further proof that she's a PPP queen or whatever. But yeah, I feel so too. I'm gonna jump into the chat real quick. Andy says, "What's popping?" The icon. What's popping? Also says, Karina should have known better. Shaking my head. Emma, hey Emma, says the K-Nets are very furious as she, being a woman, was involved in it. Like it's an anti-feminist party. That was one that I did see. Not only that she's a woman, but Espa's known to have like a pretty extensive female fan base. And so, you know, a lot of them aren't going to like really sit right with that idea. Couldn't she be wearing the outfit and it not mean anything? Like I was expecting like a rising sun or Nazi symbol. Well, it's funny enough, people try to say, oh, we think this is rising sun too. Like people started filing on. The thing is, again,
I hate the internet. I really do. Like, what? They're like, oh, while we're at it, she's also a Nazi. Wait, hold on. Let's go further. Rising sun, anyone? I think I see it.
Like, okay, we kind of, yeah. But the thing is, and that's why I'm like, I will say I'm not educated enough to know whether this is like ridiculous. If somebody like, if it's ridiculous, like stands running interference saying, oh, it's just anyone would have done these things and blah, blah. Or if it's maybe like people who maybe people are drawing conclusions, like, but like from what I've heard, the red, the two, and the rose is a little crazy. But I mean, anything can technically be a coincidence. Like, even if it does look bad, you know, there's been, you know, definitely stuff like that in the past. But it just kind of seems like, oof, yikes. So.
Sorry. You are throwing away a career just for that, or like not even a career, or doing anything to like get more backlash.
Yeah,
that's unnecessary.
That is actually the thing that like whether like literally it's not whether I actually think she's pro PPP party or not. My thing is as a popular media trained idol doing this, that could potentially sabotage your career is crazy unless you're ready to go full like. You know, PPP, and you're like embracing all the PPP people, and they're like, "Those are my now."
You double down. Yeah, I said two, and I put the rose. I meant it. Well, and what about it?
The tea is that I don't know how comparable this party is to like MAGA or like conservatives or Republicans in like America, but I remember a couple not days ago. Was it days ago? Yo, this better load. People were dragging. Oh no. Okay, wait. People were dragging E-Took from Super Junior.
I knew you were gonna say it. I was like, when I saw that, I was like,
because he straight up said, "Trump 오빠 너무 사랑해요."
My little queen was standing right there. How dare get him out of the scene?
I'm screaming at the little I love Trump, and then the person puts a hat emoji.
How do you follow up with that? You're talking about we're like talking about fast food chains that we like, and suddenly you're just like, and Trump. What? What? Okay.
He's like, I love the Department of Government Efficiency. Wait a second.
He said,
he says, I love Trump. And it was E-Took from Super Junior. Why do I keep forgetting?
Saying the other things? Was it still him?
I think I don't know if he was saying all three, but I know based off not me spoiling, based off the like news, people were saying that it was definitely him who was saying that I love Trump. Maybe he was saying all that. He was like, I love Five Guys, I love McDonald's, I love Trump, I love the Department of Government Efficiency, I love Tesla. And then he goes into his own gnarly. Maybe he was starting Tesla, a gnarly remix.
Gnarly.
He was teasing his gnarly remix and we didn't even know.
Look at us.
Look at us. Eka says, hey Eka, welcome to the stream. Says, not just Karina who lost followers on Insta, but Felix too. I think every idol loses followers every month. Wait,
did Felix do?
Felix? I was gonna say no. Wait, what? But that was another thing. Thank you for bringing that up. She did lose, I think, about 300,000 followers, but she has a Googleplex followers. So it's just kind of like, I don't know if she's had like, she has a lot of followers, like multi-million. Yeah.
What's a Googleplex? I was like,
but yeah, I mean, that's a lot of followers. So yeah, we'll see, because I think, you know, losing a lot of followers is never like a great sign. I think we'll start seeing I think it will start being like a real concern how much this is affecting her career and Espa's career if we start seeing her lose sponsorships. Like, yeah. So, but yeah.
Someone to be like, you better apologize even deeper then. We have to do it. We need the money.
They're like, Karina's never voted. Does that help?
They're like, that's worse. Like what?
She's actually never read. She never read a book. It's fine. She doesn't know.
Michelle? That's her. But she's Korean. She can't read.
Period. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next topic, which is NewJeans is broke, y'all, and I blame Minhee Jin. I blame Jazz and Minhee Jin.
How dare?
Why are my girls broke? You and that shaman are locked in. I know the truth.
I know exactly where she is. I'm not gonna tell.
Not you playing.
She's in my house. She's in my basement.
You're under the bed, y'all. Look. All right. So as you know, my girls, I don't even know what to say. I'm actually sad for them. I genuinely am, because this is a mess. And I said it last year. I said it last show, and I still mean it. I will never blame them. I'm sorry. These are children to me. Okay. But as you guys know, NewJeans as a group has been doing like an ongoing dispute with their current label Adore, because they believe that Adore violated their exclusive contracts. So they feel like the contract should thus then be terminated. However, Adore is like, what the hell are you talking about? Come back here and go on Inkigayo for $36. And they're like, no. And so, you know, after the big announcement, I believe it was last year, that they said that they're terminating their contract with Adore. They've been doing, a lot of non-Adore related promotions. They've been doing performances. They released their own Instagram. I believe they've had pictorials, and I think they teased at least one new song, that Pit Stop song. And so people were like, are they allowed to do this? Like, is this not jail worthy? And then back in March, the court actually ruled in favor of Adore for an injunction that basically says, while they're figuring out the legality of NewJeans' contract, so if it was terminated or Adore still has, like, the contract is intact and they're still under Adore, NewJeans can't do promotions. Basically, they can't sign any individual exclusive contracts or as a group and like be active. And so that was already a thing, but very recently, I believe it was on the 30th, it was announced that in order to be able to properly, for Adore to carry out this injunction, I guess you would say, like, basically, so like they said that NewJeans can't do any promotions, but to actually have like a mechanism to stop NewJeans from doing any promotions or signing any exclusive contracts, the court ruled that NewJeans will be fined 1 million won, or 1 billion won, I believe, and that's like about $1 million in USD. So this title's wrong. It's 1 billion won, $1 million. Actually, like more like 700K is what I'm reading. That for any exclusive contract or any violation, like promotion that Adore deems as a violation of that injunction, they will owe Adore 1 billion won each. So that means, like, you know, if it's an individual thing, the individual girl who violated the contract will owe Adore $1 million. And if it's like a group thing, that means they'll owe $5 million for doing that promotion or whatever if they weren't approved by Adore. So basically, it's just a mechanism to be able to penalize them if they violate that injunction. It's not anything like new. And a lot of people were like, oh, they owe them so much more money. It's not retroactive. This is moving forward. If they do anything that violates that injunction, then they'll have to pay Adore $1 million. My question to you, Jazz, we already talked about this, but do we think that NewJeans got that kind of money? All right, well.
To be very honest, no. Especially, no. I just, like, what I didn't say earlier was, like, I feel like as popular as they were, yeah, I just feel like, no offense, it's been like a while, so I feel like, I think they're still popular. I don't think like they're like New Goose level or anything, but I just don't think they would have as much pull now, because it's been so long to even get like something that would be like equivalent, or not even equivalent. It would have to be more than 1 billion won, because then you want to have at least break even and get something, get a profit. So it's like, I don't think they'd have that pull. Like maybe earlier on, I could have seen something happening, maybe, but like now, I really don't think there's like something that would happen.
Not even as a group. Like, you don't think that they would have enough pool right now for somebody to basically be able to counteract whatever penalty, like the $5 million, $5 billion won penalty that would incur if they did something as a group, and then pay them on top of that, even if it's an extra $1 million, so they all walk away with $200K.
I need to know how much money, like, how much does it cost to, like...
That's what I'm saying. Inky Girls got me effed up because I think everything gives people $36. Whoever
like,
released
maybe if they went on tour.
Oh, well,
maybe.
how much does well, Taylor Swift generated $1 billion in tours.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's where most people get their money as singers, is from touring. It's just people don't like touring because it's like taxing on them. But like,
and it's a lot of money, like,
put
into touring.
But it's like, but you still get a lot out as long as you are at the top of your game.
But even then, would the whole tour count as one violation, or would each show count as a violation? Because then, absolutely not.
Then no, I just can't see something working in that aspect, because I can't imagine like doing $6 million worth for a album. Or even like an endorsement. Like, how much have their endorsements been?
That's the thing. I really don't know, and they're such an interesting predicament, because I still think they're a very young group, but they're a very popular group. So there's like money that you get just being a veteran, and then there's money that you would get being very popular. So I don't know how that intersects for them. Like, they're kind of newer, but they are really popular. How that intersects as to what kind of payout. If anyone has numbers about what they've been paid in the past, I would be very, very interested. I would say, though, I don't fully agree that they're like, they can't still command a hefty sum of money comparable to like maybe like, because I feel like the thing is, again, when they were like when they were really popular, they also were really new. And I feel like, you know, maybe they have the fact that they're a subsidiary, they're on a subsidiary of a big company. So I'm sure they have like lawyers and connections that will get them good deals. But I feel like, you know, they're probably not getting like Twice numbers just based off the strength that like Twice is like a veteran group or something like that. But they were very popular. So I feel like they still kind of have the residual popularity and hype, and now they're a bit more veteran that could net, I don't know, but I like, in comparison to what they've already been getting, which I don't know what that is, so I have no like idea of numbers. So like, I agree in that, though I don't think it's enough to like fit a $5 million fine. And I believe it's up to Adore to like decide what a violation is, so that's also great. But yeah, I'm just gonna go into the chat. Hua Sung, hello, says, don't worry, Karina is colorblind. There we go.
I thought red is like one of the colors you can see, though.
Oh, dang. So
or no, I might be wrong.
I think there's different types of colorblind, but
there are. Sure. But I always thought red was the one that most people usually see. But I'm not even colorblind, so don't listen to me.
I'm actually an expert on colorblindness. I'm not just kidding. Eka says, and I think who made it a big scandal is foreign and haters, but in Korea it's nothing now, because every Korean TV they use Whiplash for the. They're like, okay, but Whiplash.
What?
So she's forgiven.
Whiplash, but like, imagine that an election. What? Also, what is that? What is that sending as a message?
I was going to say, what is the political message there?
Whiplash. They're like, we know exactly what we're giving you.
We're going to whiplash this country back into shape. Andre says, the whole situation is just a hot mess. Adore needs to figure out something. Either let them go, do their own thing, or make it work so they come back. Actually, that's what I was thinking. Like, this is very awkward, because I feel like, given like all the hostility that they probably have towards Adore, and maybe even Adore has towards them, because this probably hasn't been easy for like Adore staff and stuff. It just seems like this is like, if it ends up them going back to Adore, it's going to be a toxic ass work environment. So it should let them go. But I think the problem is they want to go without having to pay anything. and I can see why Adore's like, well, not like that actually. Because the whole thing is if the contract was terminated because of Adore, because something Adore failed to do, then they can walk away without having any penalties. And I think that's where the issue is, because they don't want to pay anything. Which, like T, I don't want to pay anything either. I hate bills. But like, yeah, that's not realistic. So but there was an update, I think it was yesterday, where it was a hearing in regards to the validity of the contract. So they had a second hearing, but NewJeans declined the court's suggestion to settle their contract dispute with Adore, citing a complete breakdown of trust and alleging Adore failed to fulfill its management duties, especially after the removal of Min Hee Jin. So to kind of break it down more, there was like a attempt to settle. NewJeans rejected it. Adore, like NewJeans saying that, I feel like a lot of it is the whole removing Min Hee Jin, but also just like a general, we can't reconcile this relationship because everything you're doing is just making us not feel comfortable here, essentially. And so they just want to like terminate the contract. But Adore was like, okay, sis, but every hearing, you're changing the reason as to why you wanted to terminate your contract. So it seems like rather than us doing anything to terminate that made you want to terminate the contract, you decided you wanted to terminate the contract, and now you're just kind of throwing everything at the wall to basically make it so you can terminate it scot-free. So they're going to basically have another hearing because they didn't come to any type of conclusion, but I don't really know, like in terms of more evidence or more discussion, what that's going to present. But I guess it's like, since there's no settlement reached, it will be up to the court to rule like what happens, which is, I don't know, interesting, because I really don't know whose side like is more valid or whatever. But it seems like until they come to a conclusion, NewJeans can't work unless they want to pay $3 trillion. So, Jazz, tell us where Min Hee Jin is. Stop playing.
Told you. She's with the shaman, and the shaman is where? In my basement. So, I don't know. The girl, she ran away. As soon as that first like court thing didn't go well, I feel like she was probably like, well, I love you girls. I will see you tomorrow. And then she just disappeared.
They're like, okay. Really sad. That'll be so sad though.
This like thing is sad. I think she really cares. I feel like she's gone.
Do you think Min Hee Jin will fit the bill for their injunctions?
She gave them a fake number. She said, can we call you? And she's like, yeah, 555 555
And they're
That's
like,
it.
thanks.
Like, should we call it now? Like, no. Wait till we get home. Wait till we get home. I'll pick up.
That's like the big thing that I'm thinking. Like, it's probably like, again, I don't know what discussions are going on between them, their parents, and Min Hee Jin behind the scenes, but it really does seem like I think on multiple levels, not just Min Hee Jin, but anyone who's kind of working with the girls in this whole situation, when it comes to them being independent from Adore and kind of operating as though they've already terminated the contract and stuff like that. Because it's like, well, there's probably a lot of people who benefit off of that, like agents, managers who make percentages off like the deals they make. Those managers and stuff like that, they're not the ones getting fined. And they're not the ones whose image are tarnished if this, goes all to crap. So I just feel like it's kind of unfair because multiple people benefit from this trying to break away from Adore, but not those people aren't going to be punished in the same way that NewJeans is, whether they break free or not. So I just really hope that they have someone in their corner who's like, okay, enough is enough, or okay, we have to be realistic in terms of coming to some type of conclusion or settlement because we want to make sure you guys still have a career afterwards and you're not in debt. All right. Teeth Chatter, hey, how you doing? Said there should be something like what happened to Pusha T, where Def Jam let Pusha and Clips buy out the contract to leave. If they have the money, let them buy themselves out and start somewhere else.
I think that's how they're supposed to do it. Right?
I think,
and then they just said, no, we're done, and then that was kind of it. I think that's where the problem is.
I think like because it's like as even like with their like kind of like rocky image with all this like scandal, there's still like a group that like individually as five probably generates a lot of profit. So if they're gonna buy out their contracts, I'm sure Adore is gonna make sure that price or even what was ever like what was in the original contract, because I'm sure there's some type of stipulation or clause or something. It's probably a lot of money, and it's probably not enough for the girls to fit the bill individually. So what they would have to do is have like a 50-50 situation where some bigger entity comes along and buys out the contract for them. I think that's what the Warner Brothers company was trying to do, because I feel like
I think is illegal, right? Isn't it what the problem was, and that's why there's all that legal issues?
I think the problem for them is that they unilaterally were like, oh, you mean like from the beginning when like Minnie Jin was trying to leave?
I mean for 50-50.
Oh. Yeah, I think it was because like they were trying to do it behind the original guy's back.
Same thing with CBX.
Oh, that happened. Oh yeah.
That was like, I don't know what happened with that.
Truman was like, we gotta get out of here.
I mean, honestly. And then they kicked him out of the shows to like even perform, which I'm still pissed about. They robbed me.
Andre says, but what company, if they go to another one, would want to get involved to buy them out? That's the other thing. Problem. Yeah, I was gonna say the only thing they could do is go under Min Jin's company, because they've showed this like level of loyalty to Min Jin that I would not like if it's another big company in the way that they were under like Hybe. Maybe there would be a lack of trust there that you would actually stay long enough, or you want to do the same thing again. So that's not great. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of I don't know, because Hybe has a lot of money. Adore through them have a lot of money. So I don't know who would be able to offer enough. But I do
think like one of their uncles like funding them or something. Wasn't that like a rumor? I thought there was like a rumor that NewJeans. Like I think one of their uncles or something, but that might have been a rumor, and I don't want to say it.
You better open that pocketbook if that's true, because $1 million
perform in China or something.
Oh, that thing, that random like I think it was like a music expo. Yeah, does that have to do with him?
That's what I thought, but I don't know. I kind of like, it's hard to keep up with this news because like they don't let new Reddit things.
They have the big
it's usually
post.
It's just a big thing, and then you have to go in there and kind of like figure it out, piece it all together.
That's so true. Yeah,
I just don't know it.
I get why they do that, but it is kind of like daunting because it's like, okay, what's with what? But yeah, so I guess we're really just waiting on, now that they officially really can't perform or do anything until this is settled, we're just waiting for the next hearing and seeing what comes out of that. But I do have a question. How do you think this will end? With them leaving or with them having to continue to be under Adore?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm going to be very honest. I mean, if they have the money, it will be them leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I think they will just kind of like, I don't know, sit in Adore and I guess disagree to not perform. No, I feel like they just won't perform, because I think that's the problem, isn't it? Is that they refuse to perform with Adore. So they're just like, so I feel like if they stay in Adore, it's not even going to be hostile on one side. I feel like both sides are just going to, Adore's going to be like, do this. They're going to be like, no, we don't want to. And then it's just going to be them sitting there forever until their contract is over, or they pay the thing and then get out.
Plex dollars. Yeah, we'll see. This is really crazy because this is like such a weird stalemate. But I guess ultimately, like, if they can't come to a settlement, then the court will come to a decision. So I just hope, like, I don't know like what that looks like, and if it's in their favor, if they're able to appeal it or whatever. Listen, I'm no lawyer, okay, y'all.
Yeah.
But like, what that is the next step if it's not in the favor of them. Camille said, I think they'll be put in the basement. Well, that's another thing. Do you think even if Adore gets them back, that they'll have to suffer repercussions in how they're treated as a large umbrella Hybe group, obviously like Adore only has them right now, but over like do you think they're gonna have some social backlash within that company where they'll dungeon them for behaving badly, or do you think it will be business as usual as much as they can, you know?
I think they would try. I still don't think they'll agree to do anything. So like even if Adore didn't do like put them in the basement and like try to not give them anything, I think NewJeans wouldn't like do anything. They'd just be like, we don't want to, and then they just wouldn't. They just sit there. So it would either be Adore puts them in the basement themselves, or they put themselves in the basement and they're just like they're on strike.
Dang. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. I think the next court hearing is in July. So that's when we'll like get our next update. But hopefully, I don't know. It's just a sad thing to think a girl group that had such a bright future, very similar to 50/50 is now this is happening. So, all right. For our next topic, we're gonna talk about sasaengs. Sasaengs. Sasaeng's world, right? Sasaeng is whatever Jackson had to go through.
No, I'm scared.
Like what? Like, okay, so essentially what we wanted to talk about is there is a situation that went viral last week where Jackson was being interviewed by, I believe he goes by Parker now. This used to be a rapper called Dumbfounded. This guy that's interviewing him.
Oh, I thought you were saying Jackson goes by Parker. I was like, since when? And why? What? Parker?
He really be. Did you see him hugged up, kissed up, boot up with Pokimane like 2 months ago? He's everywhere.
Yeah, he was. There was a time that was like I'd get a TikTok of him across like in Japan, and then he'd be in the US the next day, and I'd be like, "How did you? What?"
Like, it just happens. Yeah, he's all over the place. But he was having this interview, and during the interview, people noticed his very peculiar behavior during one segment where the host brought a fan up on stage to answer Jackson or ask and talk to Jackson and answer some questions. So shout out to the person who edited this video. I know they're trying to edit it for, to specifically see it. So, but this video doesn't show everything. It's kind of more a highlight, but we can watch it.
Come on. How you doing? What's one thing you know about him that you don't think that he would know that you know? Oh, like scary, man.
Okay, so people are like, very strange behavior from Jackson. I'll try to find, maybe there's a video that has more like specifics, but they're like very strange behavior. But upon like further investigation, people have pinpointed this person in the video to be a known stalker, a sasaeng, if you will, who has like followed Jackson around. And a lot of people have been mad that this person was given such close access to Jackson, because I guess like their security and the show security should have known that this was somebody who, was a stalker or a sasaeng. I was really shocked because I was like, oh, I guess it kind of is weird that he gets up and kind of backs around. But, my understanding of this person being a sasaeng is 100% from what people are saying in the comments and the like people following them around. So y'all think we should cancel the show?
Cancel the show? I wonder if like they knew, like do they get like a list of people to look out for? I'm wondering if like, how do you know unless you're told to look out for a certain person? But maybe they did. Because if they did, then cancel the show. But like, if they didn't, and they're just like, "Oh, who's a fan? Okay, we pick you." Then I feel like it's not. It's unfortunate that it happened, but I think if there's a stalker, there should definitely be a list.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I'm just like, even the way, like, I don't know. I think what was kind of interesting is that like the way people were describing it, and my reading into it was very light, was that like this person follows him around a lot and things like that. And it made me realize, oh yeah, like that is a stalker. Like, like somebody who's like, oh, I heard Jackson was here. Let me go to that place. Like, oh, he's staying at this hotel, blah, blah. Because I remember me and my sister, this is completely sidelining everything we're talking
you're
about.
a stalker or someone?
I am a stalker. No, just kidding. I like, oh, sorry.
Years, no.
Have you noticed a change in Jackson?
Yeah,
Wait.
I love him like since 2017, and then like since that many years.
8 years.
Yeah, like 8 years. No.
Have you noticed a change in Jackson?
Yeah,
I got old.
No.
What's the change in energy that you felt from Jackson?
I think it's an emotion like inside, and not only the body, but only the mental, like everything.
That's so weird.
I think like he grew up a lot, and then he experienced a lot.
Detached.
So he
from
actually he changed a lot. But yeah.
Do you like the change?
Yeah, well, whatever he likes.
No. It's up. You can talk shit if you want. I'm kidding.
No, I love anyways, like him anyways. Yeah.
That's amazing. Do you have a question for Jackson?
So I just have a very basic one, like, how are you today?
What?
How are you today?
I'm good. Just seeing you.
I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, cause I know you have been like stressful, and
I
then
would
lots
not
of
have
pressure,
known.
and then, yeah. So how are you today? How are you recently?
Good,
Your-
after
your
seeing you,
bodies are
thank you.
good. Yeah.
Wow, look at that. You see, sometimes
Yes,
it's
yes,
just
yes.
the basic questions you want to be asked.
Question, because like we already do lots of research. Like I already know lots of about him, and then so basically I just want to know like
He
how
does
he's
seem kind of
actually feeling,
concerned or
like,
tense.
What's one thing you know about him that you don't think that he would know that you know?
Oh wow.
Like
Scary, man.
like a tattoo on his upper butt cheek or something?
No, not tattoo. But like cause I was from the UK, and then the main, like I relocated at LA is because of him.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because like I follow him to all the tour, like from
Wow, real fan
Thank you.
over
Thank
here.
you so much.
like yeah, UK, and then in China, and then back then Canada and the US. So
Wow.
yeah, and then I end up like working with my amazing.
Someone give her a T-shirt, please. No, thank you. And also,
Working
I'm
with
doing
what?
good
I want to
too.
know what she's
Yeah.
gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
Why
you so
stop
much.
her
Make some
there?
noise
I
for
wanna-
Chloe. I appreciate it.
Listen.
Oh, well, he does go for the.
That's it, that's it.
He goes for the
Yeah.
hug. He goes for the
We
hug.
got,
He
Oh,
said,
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
guys,
said,
we
thank
got
you.
these.
Don't touch me. I'll touch you.
It's I would have honestly, that's so crazy because I don't know if people hadn't been pointing it out, if I would have ever peeped, oh, this energy is kind of off, which is kind of crazy. Even your face when she was like, I moved to LA because you
As
went
soon
to
as she
LA.
said that, I was like, girl, what? For a man you don't know.
Yeah.
You moved? Not even like, oh, I moved to the next city over.
Mhm.
No, you moved a whole entire country. And
I
then
moved
across
so
the
far.
country.
Yeah.
Like, she had to fly to New York, then fly to like LA.
Kind of weird now that you think about it. It's not even like he's originally from LA. So you're like, oh, I wanted to see your home country, which still might be overstepping, but you knew he was there, so you went there. I don't know.
Scary.
It kind of reminds me of how people like say like, oh, like as much as like fan site masters are like, they give like, they're kind of cool and they like make these photo books. Sometimes it can err on the side of like stalking because you got to know where all these people are all the time, which is kind of creepy. But it kind of made me think because like, okay, so a couple maybe like last year, I got into this tizzy with my sister because I saw this TikTok where somebody was like, there's certain things you shouldn't be doing as a grown fan, like an adult fan, because it's pathetic. And so the thing that this person listed was someone they knew, one of their fave groups was like coming to America and they had multiple stops. And so this person followed the group around the multiple stops and went to every single show. And then when they left, that was it. They just did it around the country, but it was like 7 stops, a lot of money, that kind of thing. And she argued, no one to get mad at her. She argued that is like too much. Like that's weird. That's stalkerish. And even I saw a similar sentiment when somebody said, I low key think it's embarrassing. And this is literally just, this is not me passing any judgment because I fought her, I remember, on the sentiment that I was like, well, if someone has the money, like if it's not like they're spending their last coin to like follow this group around and it's going to be you know, apple juice and ramen noodles for the next like 10 months or whatever, then it's fine. But she says you need to have other things going on in your life even if you do have the money. And then somebody else I saw on Twitter, or no Twitter, maybe it was TikTok, said that fans who go on fan calls and the artist is like, I remember you because you're always in the fan calls, that's not something you should be proud of. That's obsession. So like, what? I don't know. Like, what do y'all consider?
Like, I only saw them once and they're like, I remember you.
Are you just jealous? You're a Wattpad character.
I think they love me. I don't know. I didn't tell them to say it. Okay,
he's like, please come back.
Probably has never happened.
Please. I mean, well, according to fans, they're like, did you see the way Blank looked at you? But yeah, do you think that there's like an, even if you mean well, and obviously that's all saying there's like moving across the country, obviously that's different, and if she's been like harassing him and things like that. But do you think there's a level of like, I think I wrote the question down how I wanted to phrase it. Do you think, okay, what normalized fan behavior do you find strange? So it's very common within the K-pop fandom, but when you on second thought, you're like, that's actually kind of maybe a little unhealthy. And so examples I had was following a group on multiple stops at a tour, fan calls. One that I found interesting, following the family members, the non-famous family members of your fave on social media.
Oh, on social media. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you meant just following them. I was like, immediately that. First of all, how did you find them? Second of all, why are you following them?
This one's a good one from Camille. Finding people at the airport. I remember that was hella controversial when BTS started frequently going to America, because a lot of people would, you know, do the thing. And I think it's interesting because I think a lot of them were just mirroring what they saw K fans do.
Yeah.
The idea of fans showing up, but then a lot of people are like, no, this is actually weird and disgusting. And there was like a lot of back and forth. But do you find that weird?
I think because it was so prominent in Korea, I don't find that as creepy, because it seems like people just do that as a thing in Korea. So I don't know. I guess it is weird when you really think about it. Mm-hmm. But as long as you're not going on the plane with them.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true.
Or like, I think the people that follow them as they move are weird. I think if you're standing there and then you were like, oh, I just wanted to get a picture of them. I don't find it that weird. But like if you're following them as in this crowded behind airport and trying to get pictures of them, like that's weird. That's when it crosses a line.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard because I do think it's like, oh, well, like, you know, that's what we've seen growing up as K-pop fans see all the time. But yeah, if it's like, I don't know, I feel like anything where you have to go like severely out of your way to try to like meet up with them organically is kind of weird. I don't know. I even sometimes think there's like this concept in like the streaming world called stream sniping. And it's basically if somebody's IRL streaming, which is just like streaming what they're like doing live as opposed to playing a video game online, people will, you know, put two and two together if they're in the area and be like, oh, you're clearly at this location. Let me go find you and stream snipe. And sometimes it can be somebody just saying hi, but it also can be people like going and doing that deliberately to troll them, to like cause controversy, to ask them invasive questions and stuff. And
that's what happened from Valkyrie and Cinna and the other girl.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Last month, like some guy like found them and like made it seem like it was like a random interaction, but then he went and found them again. It was and then he started yelling at them, and they had to get security. Yeah, that's creepy. Don't do that.
I think they said like they met him once, took a picture, and then he changed and then met them again.
Yeah, I watched the video that he literally took a picture with them. Like he was like, oh my gosh, Valkyrie, let's take a picture. And they did that. He was still in the interaction. He still was weird to me. But then he came back with a little mustache. I'm kidding. In a different, like I think he took off his sweat. Top hat. Maggie's like, ooh, who are you?
British accent.
Just like,
my thing is, in that situation, what kind of ticked me off is that, like, yeah, if you guys don't know, yeah, it was like what Jasmine explained with the streamers. Somebody like found them, took a picture, then came back as a different person, and then like was like, I don't know, was it the third time when he asked one of the streamers out or asked for their numbers, and the girl was like, I don't have a phone, because obviously it was awkward, and he was like something. She's like, I don't think I want to do that, and then he was like, I'm just gonna follow you guys.
Yeah.
Until
it
you
was
give
weird.
me.
I was like, what's that? Like, don't.
And then he was like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, I was like, okay. When your mind goes to that, like, if you can't have them, you want them to die.
Yeah,
you're too deep.
That's crazy.
You're way too deep. Get some help, please.
What I think is that, like, I don't know, because I don't know if he was like mentally not all the way there or whatever, but I thought it was very interesting because it's like, if you're gonna ask her on stream, I think ask her out on stream, I think one, that's very manipulative, because you're doing it in front of not only a crowd of like her friends that she's with, but a crowd of like a bunch of people watching. And I think that's bad, because that does influence how you like reject somebody or how you like turn them down or interact, because it's like, you don't want to make them feel bad or come off as mean or come off as whatever in front of a whatever like group of people. And I partially feel like he knew that, and that's why he was like, let me ask her on stream. But my thing is, if you were willing to use that scenario to basically influence her possibly saying yes, or at least not fully turning you down, then you also have to be ready to like accept what happens and how you're going to feel if she rejects you in front of that many people. And I think that's where he stopped thinking. He was like, oh my God, I'm going to look so badass when the Emaru gives me her number. But he didn't think, oh, I'm going to feel like a loser when I'm rejected 8 times by Emaru, and she says she has never heard of the concept of a phone, just so she doesn't have to give me my number or whatever. Like how bad that's going to feel. And I feel like he was just really embarrassed. Like he was really, even though I'm going to follow you, I feel like it was just like a cope where he's like, ha ha ha, yeah.
Go home after that. Like, make a joke and then leave, be awkward, but like stop being like crazy a little bit.
Don't threaten people. All right, jumping into chat, Andre says, I mean, what's the difference between following a band on their tour like people used to do versus being a sasang? I feel like there used to be some really problematic behavior back in the day where it was like follow the group, but then also try to find out what hotel you were staying in. Like, oh my God, that's what it's called. Yes, pretty much. And people used to do that early on, I think, when K-pop started. They probably still do it now. Like, oh my God, like I saw BTS in this hallway or a hotel and stuff like that. And it's like, did you know they were going to be here somehow? Or is it just the coincidence that you're saying? And it's like, back in the day, that used to be cool. Like, oh my God, you saw Jungkook in like the gym of your hotel. But it's like, how much was that really a coincidence, you know?
Especially nowadays, because it's like, you can find a lot of things out through the internet. Before, like, maybe I could be like, okay, you didn't know, because how would you know? Unless you just like know somebody that knows them. Yeah. But now that the internet's here, it's like, you know, they're going to New York City. They're hot, like a famous band. They're going to pick an expensive like hotel. There's like, you can try to like narrow it down and get there. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. You can look at their wallpaper and be like, wait a minute. Oh, God. This hotel over here uses this. I know exactly where they are.
Yeah. That's why I kind of feel side, because I know a lot of their fans are like buddy, like not buddy, but they're like, oh my God, it's not enough to like Cat's Eye. I want to be in Cat's Eye. And I do wonder if it's like a ticking time bomb before somebody becomes too familiar or whatever. Jordy says, honestly, thirst tweets are sometimes borderline catcalling. Honestly, sometimes when I'm just like watching like an innocent TikTok of somebody dancing and they're like, raw, next question, I'm like, enough. Like, seriously, I'm like scared.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Next question.
I'm like, I didn't ask
diabolical.
You. Yeah, I know. Oh my God. They're like, I want you to crush my eye sockets with your thighs and let the juices run down your ass. And I'm like, ah! Sometimes
it's descriptive.
I rebuke you. Very descriptive. It's always the most descriptive. Like I would love for you to sit on my nostrils in the middle of the shoe section at Target or something. Like it's a wild thing. And I'm like, I don't.
That's a fantasy I never thought to have.
Keep it on Wattpad. Oh my gosh. But yeah, and more on the thread of buying the flight information so you know when/where they are flying. Did you see that Cat's Eye is going to be at the kids' show?
I saw that.
I did. That's so cute.
I was like, I forgot that was going on. No offense. It's not a diss to them. It's just that I'm like, oh, I didn't know this was on. Okay.
No, I'm like, I'm no longer a kid, so I no longer watch it. So it stopped as soon as I turned
honestly.
14.
Like, now it's cringe, guys. I'm an adult. Stop it.
Exactly. No, knock it off, okay? I think that's really cute. I think it's funny because, well, I guess they have the clean version of that gnarly song, but like the non-clean version is like saying the F word every 2 seconds. But you know, good. Okay, maybe they'll get slimed. Fun for them.
Touch.
Ooh, I would love Touch. That's the thing. I love their new image, but I do like Touch. I hope they don't retire that song because they're more edgy now.
They should.
Yeah.
That, and I like Debut. I like both of those songs. Those were
solid. They were fun. I really enjoyed them. You know, I know some of you guys are like think I've been brainwashed because I like gnarly, but I do like
you have. That is literally a brainwashing song. So
it's that song taught me how to be myself.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
That song taught me how to love.
Taught me how to read. Taught me how to ride a bike. I like before that song came out, I didn't know how to breathe.
It came to my baby shower. Like, come on now.
It gave birth to me. Wait, hold on.
It gave birth to my parents.
Back in 1960.
All right, guys. For the last topic, I wanted to talk about DreamCon 2025. First of all, I wanted to put a choice because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to live stream it. I'm going to do this. Guys, I was stressed from the moment I landed in Houston to when I took back off to my city because I was unprepared. I was, it was hot. I was like really nervous. So I do want to give a quick recap, but I do want to stress that like I know I was supposed to film it. I know I was supposed to I did live stream a little bit. But I did want to just give my 2 cents. So for those of you guys who don't know, DreamCon is a yearly convention that takes place in Texas. It was created by RDC World, who are also YouTubers who make content and skits about gaming, anime, hip hop, rap, things like that. And they started this convention, I think 5 years ago at this point, because they just wanted to have like a place. They're all Black. And so like their thing, I think what I read is that like growing up when they started growing in the anime space, they noticed that like not a lot of conventions would invite them places. It was kind of weird because they were pretty huge. So they kind of wanted to create like a space where you don't have to be Black to go, but like Black creatives and things like that and anime fans and blurs or what have you have a space to kind of just like nerd out or whatever. But there's actually some controversy as to like the true theme or meaning behind this con that has like kind of been like eating up like TikTok and all the like think piece places. But yeah, so I went there and I did 2 panels. One of the panels, oh wait, let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I did 2 panels. One was a panel where I talked about, this is probably a better, one was a panel where I talked about how last year I traveled to Japan, and I've been to Japan 2 times and I'm going again this year actually. So it was just kind of like how to plan your trip to Japan. This was a screenshot that my sister thankfully took because y'all tell me why I came like 15 minutes late to my own damn panel. I'm not saying it was a good thing. I'm just owning up to it, right? I was scared because I walked in and it was already packed and I was like, oh, I know these people hate me. But overall, it went really, really well. I've only been to Japan 3 times. There are people who lived there for 10 years, so they're like, "Girl, no, you're wrong. This is the truth." Like,
really?
A couple times, not rudely though. They were just like somebody asked me, "Oh, like, how do people feel about tattoos in Japan?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't have any tattoos, but what I've heard, like, foreigners aren't held to the same standards as like if you were a native local, so maybe people just ignore you." And then somebody was like, "Nah, I got stopped by the police every single time I went out because I had tattoos."
So many mixed.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Some people were like, I never experienced anything. Don't believe what you see on the internet. And then other people were like, no, I've been stopped.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, okay.
I was actually happy he was like saying that, because I'm like, I think it's true that there's multiple perspectives. So I really can't, again, I don't even have tattoos, so I really couldn't give like a concrete like final thing on it. But yeah, I was like, oh my God. And then like the next panel I had, I was also freaking out about, because it was I did a live version of Who Wants to Be a K-Pop Millionaire, which for the OGs, you'll know, I did a version with Jazz in 19 BC. But yeah, I took it live, and this is the first time I've ever done this live. I think it went well. Again, I was late, but somebody actually took pictures of it.
He asked her if she could blank with a new girl group. So, if she debuted a new girl group, he wants, and former Adore CEO Min Hee-jin, he asked her if she could blank with a new girl group. So, if she debuted a new girl group, he wanted her to blank aespa with it.
So this is actually.
What are you wearing?
Oh, so one of the days I did Squid Game with.
That's what I was gonna say. It looks like Squid Game.
Did you watch Squid Game yet?
Season 2. Let me tell you, after watching the first season, I was like, magical. I'm ready for the second season. I was so tired.
I need you to.
I also got sick like in the beginning of the year. I like
excuses.
I like literally was dying.
So it's gonna take you 50 more years to watch season 2.
Probably.
Season 3 comes out at the end of the month.
No, stop lying.
No, I'm seriously.
Yes,
season 3 comes out on the 27th. I'm dead ass.
No, you're lying.
I'm not so serious.
I've never
doing promo for it again.
Why?
Because Jazz, you should have watched this.
It just came out.
Ago. Yeah, no, it didn't. That was like in January that it dropped.
The last season, yeah. This year. Oh, not this year. It came out the 25th of December.
Yeah.
It hasn't
been
had
42 years to watch it.
Okay. Anyway, now I have to like watch this. No.
That's crazy, Jazz. Because the thing is, don't even be like, but you had a cumulatively 41 years to watch season 1 and season 2, so you're not allowed to be gagged.
And I was in it. Like I stayed up until 4 a.m. to watch that final episode, and I was falling asleep. I woke up because it got like really good. I was invested, and then I was like, the second season. I think I finished it the 24th of December, and then the second season came out, and I was like, wow, I'm tired. Like my brain, I was like, I can't do that again.
I think it's shorter though. I think it's only like 6 episodes.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah, because it stops the season that came out in December of 2024. It stops on a cliffhanger.
Oh, well,
yeah.
More reason of why I need to wait. Watch it all in one go.
Let's can we mute her? Can we just mute her? But yeah, this I asked the question about the text messages between Adore and Hybe, and how Bang PD told Min Hee-jin to crush aespa. Y'all, the crowd was not was about to. Somebody in the front was like, "Well, that's certainly an interesting question." I was like, "Damn." I think they were upset. I think they were upset because it was too saucy. But shout outs to Leanne. I stole this question from her. And then wait, which question is this?
EXO members
hold on.
In what order did these EXO members leave the group?
So this was about EXO, the order in which they released EXO. Oh, let's see if y'all can get this.
Tao Luhan. Luhan Tao Chris.
D.
Oh, sorry. Not D, blank.
Line.
All right. So my person who was doing this, like people were really like, ooh, ah, when this question came up. And then the person that I had working on it, which was my brother, shout outs to him, he actually like clicked through the like screens too fast. So it immediately made me answer.
You're like, okay, well, I guess.
I was like, what would you have guessed if you didn't see the answer 2 seconds ago? But then I think, hold on.
What order did these EXO members? These EXO members.
Maybe I only had the 2. Oh.
300 times.
Which group was the idol Hyuna not in? I don't know if this person. Okay, it's not that close.
Was she in 3 groups? Oh wait, yeah, she was.
It was I have Troublemaker. Oh wait, I have the slideshow. Should we just do it right now?
What was the last one?
You know what? I'm not gonna say it because I want to
nice.
see if you can do the slideshow. Actually, that's fun.
Oh,
I'm gonna bring up the
groups.
slideshow. She was in 4 groups, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Until I saw the Triple H, I forgot that
she
existed.
was in 323 groups. It was actually kind of diabolical.
Wow.
But let's see how good you would be. Oh wait, let me wrap up my DreamCon review. Yeah, so like the panels are crazy. I was unprepared. I was late to everyone. I'm surprised they didn't fire me. Everything was kind of a little disorganized is what I've been seeing like across the con, but it was still a lot of fun. There were like games and things like that, vendor hall and stuff like that. I got to see Meg the Stallion because she was invited there and she did a
She actually won. I thought she canceled.
Yeah, I mean, that's what people were wondering if she was going to cancel. For those of you who don't know, when they announced her, there was a bunch of people on Instagram. The con announced her. There's a bunch of people under the Instagram announcement basically being like free Tori, fragment foot, like all that stuff. And then the person that's awful, but like literally that's what
like what? I've never heard that.
Nicki Minaj, her messy ass. Oh my god. But I know every time Nicki does something, I'm like, come on now, like behave.
I want to like you.
Yeah,
it's like so annoying.
Anyway, but yeah, and so the person who ran the Instagram was like liking a bunch of tweets. I mean, a bunch of comments, and a couple of them that they liked were like pro Tory Lanez, anti Meg comments. And then the convention basically released a statement saying that they support Meg. And then Mark, who is like kind of like the front man of the RDC group, he was like, oh, like it was an accident. The person was trying to hurry up and delete comments and like positive ones. And somewhere in the mix, they accidentally started liking negative ones and things like that.
Sure.
I want to give them the Benny of the Dowdy. I think, and I think
that person was fired. They're like, yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened, but they actually fired that person because they're like, how dare you?
The thing is, they said that they distinctly weren't going to fire the person because they felt it was an accident, but they weren't going to release the person's name because they didn't want, her to get killed. Yeah, I was gonna
well, look, we didn't want to fire them. We're still a great company to work for. But yeah, we're not releasing that name.
But yeah, so it was really fun. She was dressed as Yoruichi from Bleach, if you guys know who that is, and it was really cute. But the thing is, there was a lot of streamers there, and I realized I'm an ancient artifact because I didn't know any of these. There's multiple times where there's like a streamer in front of me, and people are like, "Oh my god, that's!" And I was like, "Ooh.
Valkyrie."
Oh, that's another thing because Jazz texted me. So Valkyrie, Cinna, Extra Emily, these are all streamers for you guys who are like, who? Emaru was there, Kai Sinat, Agent, who's from AMP, obviously the guys from RDC were all there, like a bunch of streamers. If you guys know what Streamer University is, a lot of streamers from that were there too. And I don't know where they were. I will say I saw Extra Emily in the dealer's room. That girl is not taller than 3 feet. She is so tiny. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, she's the one that was driving and she
drove through the red light. Yeah. Jeez. I almost called the cops on her.
So many people already did. They were not having that. She's like, what? I'm so like I just went through that red light. I was a girl.
I was scared. The way she was like, well, people do it all the time or whatever. I was like, oh.
I was like, way to make it worse. I was like, just say you never do it again and then move on. Why try to double down? Could have killed someone, but I didn't. Look at us. We made it here alive. Wait, what?
Oh God. Camille, I can actually share the slideshow. I can put a link on, I guess I can do it on Insta and Twitter if anyone follows me there, and you guys can see it. I actually made 2 sets of questions. So yeah, you'll have 2 times to stump your friends, but we're gonna try to stump Jasmine here because she needs to be humbled. No, just kidding.
I mean, if it's a girl group thing, I might be.
You had a twin there because one of the people that played as the contestants were like, I don't know girl groups a lot. So good luck with that. All right, y'all. I have no intro music. That was also a problem, y'all. There were so many problems, but
you didn't bring the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I tried, but I didn't know how to like make it play. Like it was very like the tech setup they had was very confusing. I'll be honest. But okay, let me share my little screen, and then we're about to see what y'all really I don't even know what I'm saying. Let me just share my damn screen. Okay. All right. Set up. It makes it, baby. Okay.
What's his name? Anthony Mackie. And he's like, I love seeing that picture because I don't know where it's from. Like, it just looks it's so funny when people like post it. Unnecessary.
Oh, shout out to Andre because Andre was there. Andre, you were trying to listen. Andre, when I actually start taking my streaming career seriously, I need to hire you as a manager because the way he was trying to whip me in the shape because I was like streaming, but I was too scared to talk to anyone. And he was like, go say hi to that person. And I was like, I'm scared. But Andre was really holding it down in the
talent manager.
I know. He was like, when I was, because my panel, I streamed on Friday, my panel was on Saturday, and he was like, go tell people about your panel. Because I was like, yeah, I didn't really tell anyone. So, but okay. So Jazz, do you know how to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? All right. Yeah. Well, sorry. Oh wait, can I even wait? How do I?
Well, do you know how to play?
I don't even wait. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me see why this isn't working. Okay. Why isn't it going? Oh, okay. Some things. Just a second. Oh, the way I'm not even showing the dang thing. Okay, I'm gonna present this. Wait, apply all 50 page. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, this is such a weird setup. I hate Canva. Never. Just kidding. They want to sponsor. They want to sponsor you, girl. Okay. All right. So, like I was saying before I was interrupted. Who Wants to Be a K-pop Millionaire? Rules. A selected contestant answers a series of increasingly difficult multiple choice questions to win $1 million. Did I have $1 million? Absolutely not. The contestant has 4 answer choices per question and can use lifelines 50-50, ask an audience, or phone a friend to help. If they answer incorrectly, they are eliminated and leave with their last guaranteed prize tier unless they choose to walk away with their current winnings. None of that applies to this game show because I have no money. All right, so the lifelines 50-50. I'll eliminate 2 answers. Ask the audience. I'm gonna ask Chad, I guess, and then phone a friend. I don't know. Call up Danny, see if he's awake to answer a question.
Dan would add nothing unless it's G or Kyung-soo, and even then,
just the word Kyung-soo, not any actual facts.
Like, I don't know what group that is.
Okay, call Evan then. All right, and these are the prize tiers. All right, so we'll do a test round. What does the K in K-pop stand for?
I want to say Kazakhstan. Oh,
Kaleidoscope.
Wow.
Kettle. Korean? I've never seen that word in my life. Country, spelled correctly.
So it doesn't have Kazakhstan. So the next thing is Korean, I guess.
Let's see if that's right. It unfortunately isn't. So therefore, you owe me.
Oh, dang! It's country.
It's
Imagine.
All right, GameStop. We'll do a couple questions and then we can wrap up. But question 1. The girl group Twice was... You're going to eat these questions up. Boo! The girl group Twice was formed by which country? JYP Entertainment, Starship Entertainment, SM Entertainment, or YG Entertainment. You have 2 seconds.
It's such a YG group that I would think that. It's a trick question. JYP.
All right, she says JYP, but is that the correct answer? Lovely. It is. You move on to the next round.
He's the weakest link. He's speaking so fast like her. Goodbye.
This Korean term refers to the youngest member of the group. Madne. Dong Sang. I think I spelled that wrong.
Yeah.
Maknae.
D. Imagine I'm like A. That looks like the right spelling.
Maknae, you are correct. You will be banking $200. Wait, what do I do next? Okay. Question 3. A carrot is a fan of which of the following groups?
18.
80s.
Oh, the fact that I said 18 and you said 80s.
Oh. 17 or Shanae. Shanae? Shanae. I've never heard these words before.
Shanae. Oh yeah, 17.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Shanae. Now, that's incorrect, but
I was going to say, wait. I was like, for a second, that actually took me back a little bit, and I was like, wait, did I do that wrong?
I unfortunately made a typo. So 9,000 people saw, no, not 9,000, but a group of people were like shocked when this shiny was up, and they're like, "What? You need to leave." You need to leave. All right, question 4. Internalize this picture. Shout outs to Andre because this was your question. And I will ask a question about it. Wait, let me change the banner.
Girls' Generation.
Who's that?
SNSD.
Sonoshite. Okay, this light stick belongs to which of the following groups? Yoja Idol.
G Friend. Idol. No?
Is it? I said G Idol, and I think the crowds got cold. Like they're like, "Who is this poser?" Somebody shot me. I actually have a shoulder wound.
I have the bullet wound. It's still there.
I'm still bleeding out. I ain't going I'm dying.
Nah, goo dude gone.
How dare you? How dare you? You know I switched my D's and my G's. You are
Booty gone.
Booty gone. Shout out to Andre. Thank you for the question. Who do you think it is?
SNSD.
I tried to trick people by putting SNSD into the Girls' Generation, but it didn't work.
I was wondering why I was like SNSD.
I feel like you know these, Jazz. I might have to skip to the harder questions. Which group did not start in a? Which solo act did not start in a group? J Park, Chungha, Sunmi, or IU?
Oh, D.
Okay, that's easy. All right, question 6, where things actually start to shake up Chicago. The following groups, this is another Andre question, I believe. The following groups all include former Eyes One's members, except I've, Say My Name, Light Some, and Le Seraphim.
Okay, well, that made it easier. I'm pretty sure it's B.
B?
Right?
Does it?
Wait, now you got me scared.
No, I'm just. Is that your final answer?
Oh, wait. It's Light Some.
Is that your final answer?
Wait.
Say
My Name's new one, right?
It's a what?
Say My Name's new, right?
I guess we're all new in a sense. We're all new to.
Light Some. Wait. Now you got confused. It's between those two. I think Light Some has people that were in the show, but not in the group.
Now, when you say in the show, there was a show?
It's C. C. I'm going with C.
C is your final answer, and you're sticking with it.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you are incorrect. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you
Luckily
are correct.
you made that face because then you made me remember. I think Say My Name's newer, right? And it has like
it has Hitomi. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Damn it. I need to control my face.
I'm glad you made that face because you know it was in there deep down.
Okay. For $4,000, in which order did these former XO members leave the group? Chris Luhon Tao, Chris Tao Luhon, Luhon Tahao Chris, Tahao Luhon Chris.
A.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Which
I will say, when I first heard this, when you sent me the video, I was like, for some reason, B came to my mind, and I was like, wait, no, Tao definitely left after.
Yeah. I always remember it because he was in the Call Me Baby music video on the other two.
Oh, yeah.
Because Call Me Baby Luhan would have been so powerful. Like, we were robbed. We were really robbed.
He was going to Transformer, though. What's his name? Tao.
Oh, okay. I was going to say Luhan. Oh.
All right, he made an appearance in there. You just didn't see him.
In the I don't like how I asked this question. In text messages revealed between Hybe's Bang PD and former Adore spelled wrong CEO Min Hee Jin, he asked if she could blank aespa with a new girl group, disband, crush, stomp, yuck.
Oh
my God, is this real?
Oh, B. Only because you said it. Like, multiple
okay, so you're cheating. Lifeline depleted.
Otherwise, I would have lost this because I don't know.
Dang. It was like a one shot. Like as soon as you lost, you chose the wrong answer, you were out. So, all right. Wonder Girls made history as the first K-pop act to chart on the Billboard Hot 100 at 13, 76, 30.
Who knows this? What?
They were yelling at me. They were like, these random ass numbers. I was like, wait. Dang. Ooh, not a real
50-50.
Light Summit, I feel like is a tricky one because Chuan was supposed to be in the group anyway. That's true. She was one of the ones that were confirmed to be rigged out of the group. So double tricky.
50-50. How do you do
50-50. Let's say it's not 13 and it isn't 83.
What the fudge? Oh, well, I'll do B then.
B, is that your final answer?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
And that is the correct answer. You're moving on.
Because I was between B and D.
All of these are irrelevant. 83, I believe it was The Feels by Twice. 33, I believe it was a Blackpink song. Maybe Ice Cream. But I'm not sure. 13, I think it was a BTS song. I forget what it was.
What the heck? I would not know any of that. You just listed that out, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
To be fair, I looked up these numbers. Like, I knew the 76 for Wonder Girls, but the rest of the numbers, I was just like, okay, instead of just putting random numbers, let me try to see, like, numbers that might be mixed up. All right, question 10. Which group never had a lineup change related to bullying accusations? I believe this was a joint question between me, Andre, and oopsies. What? Me, Andre, and Leanne. A-Pink, LE SSERAFIM, Tiara,
I knew Tiara.
or Yoja Idol. Which group never had a lineup change related to bullying rumors? So they might have changed their lineup. What was it?
A-Pink.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You might want to pick something else. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying it's not giving. All right. A-Pink. This was a trick question because Yu Kyung left very early. Actually, maybe that wasn't a good question because I don't even think people remember Yu Kyung left A-Pink very early on. I think she was only.
I thought there was another girl that left.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Nan, she left too after a while because she went to go. Oh my God, I forgot that. Yeah, but neither of them were doing the bullying rumors. LE SSERAFIM, obviously, Karam, Tiara, obviously that
so early. They snatched her out so quick. They said,
they're like,
you debuting. They're like, yeah, nah, never mind.
Who that in the back? Okay. Question 11. This one was kind of hard. In 2009, Carl went viral with the song Mr. off their album Revolution. What was the album's originally selected title track? This is one of my favorite questions.
You told me this.
Oopsies.
Do I actually know it? No.
Oopsies. Oh, it's going backwards. All right. So, Honey.
Ooh.
Wanna. Same Heart. And Lupin.
D?
Is that your final answer? Okay, confident. You were like D.
It's the only one I actually know. These might be songs, but let me tell you, I think I've heard Lupin.
Stop! Do not do. Oh wait. I thought Jimin left for bullying, or have I? Wait. Is this one the last question?
Jimin in what?
Jimin in which group?
Oh, you're thinking AOA?
Oh yeah, AOA. Actually, funny enough, that was one of the options we were talking about when we first made this question. But because that whole was kind of confusing, we left AOA out because we thought it might be a little bit confusing. But I believe it was, Jimin. Actually, Minna, she left first, but at the time we didn't know it was for bullying. But later she went back and said it was because she was bullied. And then when that came out, I believe Jimin left. And then obviously everything that happened later on that, made people question Minna's account. But yeah, all right. So Honey, Wanna, Same Heart, Lupin. And you said Lupin?
Yeah.
So wrong, but that's fair. It is a hard question.
Very honest.
Wanna think about it. Literally is so interesting because it was like this was their title track, and then you know how they always have like a second single that they perform in like Inkigayo and stuff. They performed Mr. as that kind of extra like B-side, but that butt dance that they had was so popular that the song na 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 na. Now we know how Anthony Mackie got it.
Little white girl dance.
In a what is it? Like a freaking Wellbutrin commercial. Live again. I used to poop my pants when I went to the doctor. Like what?
I used to be depressed. Now look at me. Like, what the heck? I don't want to take this if that's how I dance after this. I don't know.
All right. 12 question. Okay. Which two members of the group NewJeans appeared in the BTS music video for Permission to Dance prior to debut? You better know this. It's two. Daniel.
That's the only one I know.
Haein and Hani, Minji and Hani, or Hayden and Hani.
Ooh.
Boom, boom, boom. I put 30 seconds on the clock.
A or C, I think.
Dun, dun,
I
dun,
think.
dun, 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 dun,
But it could be the other two.
Dun, 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 dun,
This is
dun,
becoming
dun,
Jeopardy.
dun, 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 dun. Actually, you have until the song ends.
We're in a session tonight, gang gang, and we're going out tonight, gang gang. Oh my god, this sounds so lit. Congratulations. Now you be like gang, 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 gang.
I'm trying to make it an A. I feel like I'm doing like the what's it called? Illuminati.
Is your final answer?
That's yeah.
Okay.
I knew Minji was there. See, I knew half.
I'll give you half. You still have like 8 lifelines,
Oh.
Question 13. Okay. The 2011 Japanese single Take Off by 2 p.m. was used as the ending theme to which anime? I love the confidence. You're like, you know what? I don't even need the multiple choice because
I'm guessing at
I know it in here actually. Okay.
I didn't know they had it in it.
Book attention.
Imagine. No. Definitely not Inuyasha.
Okay. Inuyasha, Blue Exorcist. What the hell?
Ooh.
What the hell? Okay. Inuyasha, Blue Exorcist, Naruto, or Tiger and the Bunny.
What is Tiger and the Bunny? I know this, but like I don't at the same time.
It was like a show about superheroes, essentially.
B.
B?
Yeah.
Are you Bukutachi sure?
No.
What? And that's what I love to hear. The answer is...
Dang it. I knew it was one of those two.
You're right. I actually marked the wrong one. You're right. It was
me. Okay, see, I'm smart. I knew exactly. I knew exactly what I was doing. I watched Blue Exorcist. I listened to Takeoff.
I never doubted you once, actually.
Exactly. I didn't doubt myself.
Okay. In 2025, and this might be wrong at this point, which song has received a triple crown on the music show Inkigayo? Out of the options: Rebel Heart by Ive, Le Seraphim Hot,
maybe
Cat's Eye Gnarly. How dare you? Ive Attitude.
It might be Rebel Heart, actually. I don't know what it is. I don't know how that song goes. Could not tell you.
Sorry to this song.
I knew it exists. B.
B? Let's say
I don't know.
Okay, fair not. We see that. All right.
I just have heard that song more than any of these other songs.
So you're calling Ive a flop?
In the wild. Ive isn't flop, but it's not hot.
How dare you? Well, guess what? They were hard enough to
I
raid.
feel like watching them somehow, and I just have not heard the song.
Now that it's because you're a Aspa stan. You gotta hate on Ive. Shaking my head.
Wouldn't I hate on the Seraphim?
That's churdish. That's really churdish. All right, last question. I don't even know if this is a good one. Okay. Which of the following idols had the longest trainee period? Chen, EXO.
No, definitely not.
RM, BTS. Tsurugi, Red Velvet. Jihyo, Twice.
Jihyo.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah.
You have $1 million.
I know she was there for like ever. Chen was there for like 2 weeks. And
I know. Hey, y'all. Is this where I just want to use the bathroom. They're like,
yeah, he's like, you have to do anything to get to use your bathroom? And they're like, debut. And he was like, I guess I have a good voice. Sort of.
He really was like, I guess I can do this little, what is it called? Ukso? I'm sure I have time.
But can you speak Chinese? No.
Perfect.
You only have to be there for like a year. That's it.
Wait, I want to show you the $1 million question for the other set of questions, and then we can wrap up. Okay. We didn't get to do it though because the person lost before we could get to the question, so I'm so sad. All right, so question 15. Oopsies. No, why am I? Oh, sorry. This is the. What the hell? What the hell? Wait, why is okay? Wait, maybe I. Okay, hold on. Wait, do you guys see this? Oh,
see what?
Do that for another day. I think it's time to wrap. Oh, we switch. Okay, switching them.
Oh,
switching them. Okay. So that's it for the episode of Today's Sleepy Idols episode. But Jazz, do you have anything else you want to tell the people before we go home?
Schumann.
Nope. Anyway.
Has his own little show where he does a little ramen shop thing, and he's only had 3 episodes. And one of them, the first one was with Leo from Books.
Mm-hmm.
They're good friends. The second one was Sunghwa and from ATEEZ, which was good. And then the most recent one was CBX. So
okay.
Didn't fully watch it, but I'll watch it soon. It's a pretty good show. He like makes ramen for people, and then they just like talk.
Is it like a special kind of ramen, or it's just like
I think it's whatever. Like he has like a wall of like ingredients, and you can just pick, and then he'll try and make it. So it's pretty interesting. He's not a cook, so I don't know how he came up with that idea. How dare you? What's Dio doing?
What?
What's Kingsu doing?
We need the people to know what the segment is.
What's Kingsu doing?
How?
I heard he's blonde.
Yeah, right.
I think I sent it to you.
Oh my god!
Like Eminem. See, you didn't even know.
I honestly
questioning Schumann.
Wait. Damn it, somebody deleted it. Where is it? Oh. Not like that. He looks like a Lego. I'll be quite honest.
He's looking like Eminem.
I need better pictures. Because these aren't good angles. That's not fair. That's actually not fair. These aren't good angles. What are you
He's really Eminem.
Even with the t-shirt, honestly, it makes him look
Yeah. He's like his palms are sweaty. Knees weak. All I have to do is do some spaghetti.
I thought okay, what he needs to do. Let me be assessed.
It looks worse in that angle. Oh
he does. That's why I was saying, is he gearing up for Legoland too? He needs to buzz cut this. Just go full Slim Shady, because buzz cuts, blonde buzz cuts. Y'all, listen.
He might look bald though.
Oh, that's true. But he is kind of tanner, so the contrast might make it not look as stark. But see, look at him getting his hair done. He's employed. He sent the check.
Is that how it works?
Notice how there's no lights, because Schumann, dubious employment. We never know if the check will come, if the check will clear.
I have to keep the lights off because the shaman requests it. We all know this.
Not this lore, not the Shaman cinematic universe. Okay, we love it. All right, so allegedly Schumann's employed, I guess. Kyung-soo is going through a midlife crisis. If I saw that man and you said that man is 33 years old, I think. 33? 32? 32 years old. I wouldn't believe it.
How old am I?
Who am I?
I'm 25.
All right, guys. Thank you so. Oh, what is Lee Jung Jae doing? You know, yeah, that's true. He's coming. He should be doing the next season of Squid Game. So I'll switch out my rotation, my roster for him. Because the thing is, now that Song Joong Ki's married, I'll be honest, that was one of the best podcast boyfriends, because he was messy for no reason. No one asked for him to be messy, but he said, you know what, I'm gonna do you a solid. All right, like, it made no sense, but it was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind romance.
That could be. There's still time. Hopefully, it doesn't happen, but there's time.
he can be shady too. But he's good. He's sweet. You know who my new faves are? Have you watched The Devil's Plan on Netflix?
No, I haven't watched a K-drama since
it's like a K-drama.
1999. Devil's Plan.
I guess Squid Game is
a reality show.
Yeah, it's a reality show. Season 2.
Seungkwan in this? Season 1?
I think oh my gosh, I think he was. Holy crap.
Because I remember seeing a random picture and being like, is that Seungkwan?
Yeah, he was so funny. He's so funny though.
Yeah, he's very funny.
He was very like the comedian, like, not to be shady, but it was like, he's probably not going to win, but he was very funny around. Let me see if I can. Season Devil's Plan. It's like a K-drama show, which is kind of like a mix of Squid Game and like The Genius and one of those like strategy shows. But it's basically they invite like 14 like K-celebs that are also known for being quite smart to live with each other for 7 days, and they have to play these games that are like strategic, mind, bender type games. And there's like a whole system of like winning pieces and things like that. And basically the goal is to not get eliminated in any of the games and survive to the end. And so I don't want to spoil anything just in case somebody wants to watch it, but I did want to look at the cast list. Good. Because tell me why.
Oh my gosh, Ben. He's on this? The guy from Umbrella Academy, Justin.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of controversy around him because he was there, but I guess he wasn't super fluent in Korean. So people felt like he got a little ostracized because of that. But yeah, here's the cast list. Share list tab instead. So Kyu Hyun from Super Junior is on it. Ooh. And I wanted to fight him as soon as he stepped on stage.
Why?
Because he was getting on my nerves. Okay, he played several of my faves, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I wanted to fight him, but he was actually pretty clever, and he had like a natural like I guess like people were drawn to him. But I think it was because, you know, he's been in the industry for 52 years. So it's like they probably respected him. But you see this man? Wait.
Which guy?
This man? Do you guys see me circling it?
No.
The one.
Oh, no, I do.
Okay. That's my man. Thank you to my man. His name is Seven High. Who?
Chu?
Oh, yeah, Chu. Yeah, she's in it.
Well, who's this guy? Who?
He's a poker player.
Oh, Seven High?
Yeah, his name is Seven High. I want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil anything. I'll just say what I think about people. This man scared me. I don't know why. He just seemed like a matter of fact. He's a famous Go player named Isidol, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Justin.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, Justin was like very pitiful. I don't know.
How dare you?
Like, not in a pathetic way, like in a oh no, because like he got played so many times, and then at the end he was just like,
how dare they? They're just haters because he's good looking.
Not Justin Angel, he was, and that's why I was like, oh, you don't have to do anything, just sit there and try to survive. Because it was just like nobody wanted to work with him, so and they were like playing him except her, another queen. She was a queen. I think she's like a newscaster. Ate that up. This girl, I feel sorry for her. She's very smart, but she was a little. People are saying that she was a bird brain, kind of like, because she like was falling behind a guy. That's what they feel like. Like she was like, I don't care if I don't win. You deserve to win. And that guy is this guy, and then send her. He's like a model student. Yes, I thought he was just because they'll always introduce them as students, but then they're like actually like, oh yeah, they attended like some type of program or something like in mathematics or whatever. But then they're also like models. Like apparently he was on one of those dating shows. So I was like, okay, so he's an actor. Like he's an actor model. Like let's be honest. This guy looked like a male version of Sulgi. I just could not get it out of my head. Chu, I'll be honest, she was there for like 2 seconds. But she did it really good. She was really nice. This girl scared me. She was very scary, but she ate. This guy, don't really remember him that much. Neither do I do this. So this girl ate. I felt so bad for her. This guy ate. He's a game board designer or something. He's a game board YouTuber. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, everyone check it out. Yeah, everyone check it out. But one thing I do want to say to the like Devil's Plan public, because some people are already like all the episodes have dropped on Netflix and some people are already harassing other people. Y'all need to make up your minds whether you like when somebody's cutthroat and wants to win at all costs, or you like when somebody has a soft heart and actually tries to play from emotional, what connection. Because the way that y'all complained season 1 when my man Orbit was trying to have a kumbaya session and like bring everyone along the ride and you thought he was annoying, but then another player in the season was really cutthroat, was, playing games, being deceptive, all in the, order to win. And y'all are mad at him too. Make up your damn mind. Y'all are annoying. Anyway. Oh, it's called.
Are they good looking?
Yeah. The person who was, which one?
Either
the first
one.
I wouldn't say he was conventionally attractive. The second guy was definitely conventionally attractive. The one that they hate. I think they hate him because they think he has fangirls because he's attractive. But he also just played the game pretty well. Like, do I stand him? No, he's probably not my favorite player, but I feel like it was a fair win. And yes, it was annoying because he was one of those people that are able to get like lackeys that would do anything for him. But that's part of the game, being able to build social bonds that people would literally lay on railroad tracks for you to live. Like, oh, so annoying. But y'all annoy me. I was in that Reddit and I was like, oh my God, I'm actually getting exhausted because y'all are getting my nerves. But yes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out as usual. Unfortunately, the show will have to go on hiatus for a while because I'll be MIA. So I probably won't be able to film. But I mean, you can follow Jazz if Jazz wants.
What am I doing?
You can follow me, but doesn't mean I'll do anything.
I mean, honestly, I don't even post.
like a robot. Is that me or is it? You're kind of like, hold on. Speak again.
What?
Oh, did I put that? Oh,
I did.
Oh, hey. Can you, or I don't know. It's like Ardart. You sound like Justin when he sings gnarly. I'm so mad. Wait, is this not the same sound?
Robotics, fried chicken.
Oh wait.
Party in Hollywood Hills. This song. Oh my
Wait,
God,
it might be
no
me.
beat.
It might be me.
Oh, we're in a session tonight. Gang, gang. And we're going out tonight. Gang, gang. Oh my god, this sounds so lit. Congratulations. Now you be like, gang. Gang, 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 gang.
What?
Okay, there's something wrong with my, because I'm like hearing 8 Justins.
Gang, 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 gang.
Okay, something's happening. Are you hearing that?
I hear him saying it. It sounds
What is it?
normal.
Oh,
It just
okay.
sounds like boba tea. Gnarly. But now it's gone. I don't hear it.
Okay, maybe it's me then, because it's like, okay, we can just wrap up because it sounded really weird on my end. I'm not sure what it is. All right, guys, thank you so much. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that places. I hope y'all have a lovely day. But what I wanted to say is that, yeah, so I'll be like gone for most of the summer. So I probably won't be able to stream. Huh?
Where are you going?
I'm finding my inner child. Bobate, the Harley, party in the Hollywood Harleys. No, I'm actually gonna be in the next space flight. So I have to prep.
That's 10 seconds long. We've seen it. Like,
you're like, wrap it up.
Katy Perry already like exposed that all.
Listen, boba tea. Wait, what the hell?
Party in the Hollywood Hills.
Oh my god, this new beat. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. And we'll see you guys on the next. Actually, we'll say this is the end of season 2 as we go on a hiatus.
Like we just started. We start season 2, 2 episodes.
We started season 2 in 2022. So technically season 2.
This was extended, actually. So be happy, guys.
We'll see you soon. Have a good summer. That's so sad, but yeah. I'll come back. We'll come back stronger than ever.
Next year.
No, I do want to stream before the end of the year. But we'll see you guys. Actually, but like it might be sooner because right now it's like slated to be like a while before I can stream again. But like it might be shorter depending on my shorty. That's a bag.
I thought you were doing like I'm a little cheap.
All right, see you guys on the Sleepy Idol. Dream of me.
At least wait for me to get the angle.
Oh, sorry. Sleepy.
Wait. Oh, Mike. I'm ready.
Sleepy Idol. So one in my bar. Bye, guys. Balbati. Oh, wait. Maybe we should have an outro.
Fried chicken. Party in the Hollywood Hills. This song. Oh my god, that new beat. Oh my god, is this real?
Oh yeah, I forgot I saw it.
Oh, we're in a session tonight. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
Going out tonight. Gang, gang. Oh my god, this sounds so lit.
Oh my God.
Now you be like, gang.